By the time the world approached the 1930s, Japan had built something far more advanced than just factories and cities. It had created a military machine, highly disciplined, deeply motivated, and ready to expand the empire. This army and navy were not just strong. They were shaped by an intense belief that Japan was destined to rule Asia. At the heart of this military power was the Imperial Japanese Army. Its soldiers were trained under extreme discipline. From a young age, recruits were taught endurance, loyalty, and absolute obedience. Harsh training was considered normal. Pain was a lesson. Sacrifice was an honor, and dying for the emperor was the highest duty. Japanese officers believed that toughness was more important than comfort. New soldiers marched for hours with little rest, carried heavy loads across mountains, and learned to survive with minimal food. These methods created troops who did not fear hardship and rarely surrendered. But on the seas, Japan's strength grew even more. The Imperial Japanese Navy became one of the most advanced naval forces in the world. In world capitals, military planners watched Japan's rising power with surprising concern. Japan invested heavily in new warships, submarines, and state-of-the-art aircraft carriers. They pushed technology forward, building fast, powerful ships with long-range torpedoes that outperformed many Western designs. Their pilots trained relentlessly. Flying was dangerous, yet thousands of young men volunteered, dreaming of honor and glory in the skies. By the late 1930s, Japan had one of the best naval aviation programs on the planet. Behind this massive force were armories, factories, and shipyards working day and night. Japan's industry was organized with military precision. Every part of the nation's schools, businesses, farmers, workers was encouraged to support the war effort. The government controlled information, inspired patriotism, and promoted the idea that Japan's destiny depended on every citizen. This unity allowed Japan to build planes, tanks, and ships at an impressive speed, even without the huge natural resources that other nations had. Japan also invested heavily in intelligence and strategic planning. Their military leaders studied enemy weaknesses, experimented with new tactics, and prepared for war long before it began. They understood that Japan's strength depended on striking fast, hitting hard, and finishing battles before larger nations could react. By 1941, Japan had shaped itself into a fearsome war machine one that blended ancient warrior discipline with modern industrial power. It was ready to take on anyone who stood in its way. And soon, the world would witness this power in action.